Today we're going to be learning more about how to use the net price calculator to estimate your expenses for colleges. Now, net price calculators are required by the federal government of any college in the United States that accepts federal money, and most colleges do. Some of them are going to look like the one you see on the screen here, but I'm going to show you some examples from other colleges because each one has a slightly different way of doing it. It's good to understand that there will be differences and to get an idea of the kinds of things the colleges are looking for when they're making financial aid award decisions. The typical family that we'll be using today will be someone from in Mounds View. We're going to use the median family income as our indicator. If you're not really sure what your family income is, or you're concerned about sharing this information with anyone else outside of your family, I encourage you to just use this information, which comes from the American Community Survey, part of the U.S. Census Bureau. We're going to start off using this net price calculator, which is the simplest version for Minnesota State University in Mankato. Notice first of all, we start off saying that we're a student applying for financial aid. For our examples, I encourage you to think of yourself as a senior if you were applying to college today. This means you'll have to make some changes in terms of your age, birth date, and other things like that. So here we'll say you're 18 years old, you plan to live on campus, and as a Minnesota resident, you're eligible for in-state tuition. You are not married, and you as the student don't have any children of your own. On this particular page, you can see it asks how many people in your family's household. For consistency's sake, right now, we're going to say 4. We're also going to assume for each of our examples that you are the only child who is attending college next year. And then on our income levels, you see we have 67,245 is our median family income in Mounds View. So we're going to choose between 60 and 69,999. Press continue, verify your information, and then you get your estimate. Now notice this financial aid estimate here, after grants and scholarships, does not include subsidized loans. On some of the other examples we see, you will find that there are subsidized loans included. Over here at the University of Minnesota, this is the one using the College Board's net price calculator. This is one way that you can save your information and compare it at various colleges, if you choose to set up an account. That's something you can decide to do on your own. Here, same kind of information. Year you were born in, grade, state of legal residence, marital status, dependent children. All of those things are same. Notice here, though, we have an orphan. In this case, they're also asking you for your academic major or which college you intend to apply to. If you're not sure, you can just say that, and then the campus you'll be attending. This one asks for a little more information about your parents. At the top of the page, you can see the step that we're on, parent household, then income, assets, and finances. Here, I'm assuming that we've just got some parents married, picked the year for an older parent's birth of 1972. If you know your parents' year of birth, you can use that. State of legal residence, people in your household, planning to attend college. Now, in terms of tax forms, I recommend that you probably pick the 1040. If you're doing this with your family and you have your actual tax forms, you can use those documents. On the next page, we're going to find out more about parent income. Here we take that total amount from our American Community Survey, the Census Bureau, and I just divide it equally. See in these other categories here, they're trying to find, did you have any other kinds of income or losses during the year? For all of those, I just put 0. That makes comparing things much easier. Again, if you have any of that information from your own tax returns, you can use that to help you out. On this particular one, when it asks you how many exemptions did your parents claim, if you don't have anyone who's a family member living outside of the household, it's probably going to be the same number as the people who are in your household, which is why I chose 4. Here it's going to ask for your parents' assets, how much money they have in checkings, savings, accounts, and cash. I took a fairly conservative number of $4,000. That's your parent assets. On the next page, we're going to find out about student finances. Here, just for consistency, I'm guessing you earned about $2,000 from work in your senior year, and you have about $2,000 saved up. If you received any other untaxed benefits, Social Security or anything like that, that would go in that category. But again, here, I'm just saying 0. Now we'll click on the Calculate button. And here, if you had an account, you can say Save My Data. Otherwise, you just click Do Not Save and then click Next. And it goes ahead and it's going to calculate your cost. All right, and here, sorry about that delay. Here what you see are the total costs that are involved. These are many of the things that we talked about, the estimated grants, and the total self-help that you would have to have. You can see that broken down between student loan and parent loan that's expected for you there. So that would compare to that amount here, which is consistent with this amount over here. To give you an idea. One last one to take a quick look at here is in one of the private colleges, St. Benedict's and St. John's. Here they ask for a little bit more demographic information. Same kinds of things here. Okay. Asking about veteran status. That's a little new for us. On this particular page, again asking for your state of residency, your high school information. Now on this one here, talking about merit aid. They're asking for your GPA and your ACT score. That's a little different than we've seen before. Marital status is the same. And then onto the financials. These are the same kinds of information that we saw on the other page. This is a little different here though. It does ask not just for the $4,000, but asks if your parents own any real estate other than your own home. Here I've clicked yes, that the parents own their own home. Okay. Year of birth, age, household status, same kinds of things there, same amounts for you and your contributions. And then we can see the way this one calculates out also. And we'll have to put this into. And here you see that very big cost that's up top here, but when you come down you have an estimated price that's much smaller. If you're comparing this amount here, okay, in terms of your grants, and then even after the various loans that you have, your student loans, this would be closer to the amount that your parents would be expected to contribute. And that's a lot closer to what you saw on this side. That's how you use the net price calculator. Thanks so much for listening. Try it out yourself and see how much college is really going to cost you.